These VR news episodes keep getting crazier. This week, we're talking about the latest Quest 4 leaks being completely fake. Valve's Steam Frame will break the laws of physics, Pico's new headset, and we're actually about to get affordable OLED VR headsets plus a lot more. Let's get it. So a bunch of outlets are talking about new leaks for the Meta Quest 4, except none of these leaks are actually about the Quest 4. The headset everyone's getting excited about? It's Meta's ultra-light puffin prototype, not a next-gen Quest at all. Meta's working on a super lightweight mixed reality headset that offloads the heavy stuff, the battery and the compute, into a small external puck. So instead of wearing a chunky all-in-one headset, you'd get something closer to goggles or glasses with way less front weight. This matters because Meta shifting towards these lighter, more wearable designs could completely change who XR is for. It's the kind of device casual users might actually throw on for movies, virtual monitors, or mixed reality apps without feeling like they're gearing up for a mech suit. My take? Honestly, I'm into it. A lighter headset with a pocket puck sounds way more comfortable, and I'm always down for anything that makes XR feel less like a helmet. But the trade-off is real. If this thing leans too hard into everyday glasses and ditches the power and controllers that gamers love, it risks splitting the audience. Great for comfort, maybe not so great for people who want a true VR upgrade. Before the next piece of news, just wanted to remind you of the 20% discount you can get on any Meta Quest game or app using code VRM. This works for all of December and gives you a considerable discount and also helps support the channel, so thank you. Now let's keep going. And Meta might not be the only one cooking up something lightweight. Because while everyone's arguing about Quest leaks, another company is quietly gearing up for a comeback of their own. Pico might be getting ready for a comeback, and it looks like they're jumping straight into the 4K micro OLED arms race. Their next headset is shaping up to launch next year, and on paper it's finally catching up to the heavy hitters. Pico's upcoming device is reportedly using 4K micro OLED panels, the same class of ultra-dense displays you see in headsets like the Galaxy XR or the Play for Dream MR. On top of that, it'll have a dedicated pass-through chip designed to keep latency extremely low. And just like Meta's rumored puffin headset, Pico's also exploring a lightweight goggle-style design with a tethered compute puck. Now, Pico has been pretty quiet while everyone else pushes into premium XR, but this shows they're not tapping out. Matching the latest display tech and moving towards smaller, lighter form factors could make Pico competitive again. And don't get me wrong, I love the Pico 4 Ultra, but especially for people who want high clarity without the bulk, this new headset could change everything. And this is a really smart direction. Micro OLED plus a dedicated pass-through chip is exactly the combo you need if you want crisp visuals and convincing mixed reality. And if Pico actually pulls off a light goggle-style headset with a puck, that could be a huge comfort win as well. But the big question is whether they can execute. Great specs don't matter if no one can actually buy the thing. Next up, a legendary franchise makes its way into VR with Thief VR Legacy of Shadow, who are also kindly sponsoring this segment. I've actually been playing it for a few days, and if you're into stealth games or if you grew up with the Thief franchise, this is the one you'll want to keep an eye on. You play as Magpie, a street-smart thief navigating this dark, steampunk-inspired city ruled by an absolute tyrant. And the whole thing is built around actual VR stealth, sticking to shadows, pickpocketing guards, prying open hidden compartments, blowing out candles with your mic, the whole deal. It feels tactile in a way flat-screen stealth games just don't. What I love the most is how many approaches you can take. You can ghost your way through missions without being seen, or distract guards, knock them out, drag them into the dark, or go full chaos with arrows and tools if things get messy. And seeing iconic Thief characters return, including Garrett voiced once again by Steven Russell, is such a cool nod for longtime fans. Thief VR Legacy of Shadow is out now on Quest, PSVR 2 and Steam VR. I've been having a blast with it, so if you want to dive into a true VR stealth experience, check it out using the link below. Big thanks to Vertigo Games for sponsoring this video. Alright, back to the hardware side of things, because the next big thing for productivity and media consumption isn't actually VR at all. Everyone keeps trying to make VR productivity a thing, but the truth is the real future isn't VR headsets at all. It's mixed reality glasses, and Gravity XR just showed off a reference design that makes that future feel a lot closer than people think. Gravity XR unveiled a lightweight mixed reality glasses prototype with a surprisingly wide 90 degrees field of view, 2.5K OLED displays hitting 36 pixels per degree, full color pass-through cameras, and an insanely low 9 millisecond latency. In plain English, these things look like normal glasses but behave like a tiny MR workstation strapped to your face. This matters because productivity doesn't need deep dive VR immersion. It needs comfort, clarity, and instant responsiveness. A lightweight pair of glasses that boots up virtual monitors anywhere? That's way more appealing for casual and pro users than spending hours inside a bulky headset. This feels like the direction everyone eventually ends up going. VR is amazing for gaming and immersion, but for real work, people want glasses, not a scuba mask. But futuristic glasses aren't the only thing heating up. Displays themselves are getting a massive shakeup. We've been stuck in this weird display gap. Cheap LCD headsets on one side, ultra-premium micro OLED headsets on the other. TCL unveiled their new 2.5K OLED panels built specifically for XR headsets. They're higher quality than the LCD panels most mid-range devices use, but they avoid the crazy costs of micro OLED. Basically, it's a sweet spot. Deep OLED blacks and better clarity without jumping into mortgage payment headset territory. Not everyone wants to spend a fortune to get good visuals. These panels could let manufacturers build lighter, sharper, and more premium-feeling VR headsets without pushing into $1,500 plus pricing. So we could be finally getting something between budget grainy LCD and elite micro OLED flex. And we're only halfway through because the next thing Meta revealed might change how VR worlds are created entirely. AI features usually feel like tech companies chasing trends, but Meta just dropped something that could genuinely change how VR worlds get built. It's called World Gen, and it might be the biggest shortcut to content creation VR has ever seen. This new AI tool can generate fully navigable VR environments from simple text prompts. No static scenes, actual explorable worlds where you can walk around. It's basically describe a place and then boom, it exists in VR. This matters because VR desperately needs more content, more worlds, more places to go. Tools like this lower the barrier massively. You don't need to be a 3D artist or a Unity wizard, you just need an idea. That could fuel everything from indie games to social spaces to quick prototyping. This is one of the very few AI features that feel like it actually fits in VR instead of being tacked on. If WorldGen is fast and flexible, it could flood the ecosystem with new environments and make creations way more approachable. The one catch is quality control. AI worlds and anything AI generated can be weird, inconsistent, or just flat out uncanny. But as a starting point, this is huge. But if you thought that was wild, Valve looked at all of this and said, cool, here's a cheat code for PC VR performance. And yeah, this last one is a monster. A lot of people saw the Steam Frame announcement and went, cool, another PC VR headset. But no, this thing is hiding tech that could shake the entire VR ecosystem, and it's doing so in plain sight. And after testing their foveated streaming on both the Play for Dream MR and my Quest Pro, I'm telling you this is the closest thing to VR Sorcery I've ever experienced. One of the headline features of the Steam Frame is their foveated streaming technology. Basically a system that renders, or rather streams, whatever you're looking at in full resolution, while aggressively compressing everything else in your peripheral vision. It's smart, it's efficient, and it dramatically cuts the bandwidth and horsepower needed for high-end PC VR. Now, this matters because PC VR has always been a hardware arms race. High fidelity meant big GPUs, perfect Wi-Fi, and zero tolerance for hiccups. Foveated streaming flips that equation. Suddenly, you can push crisp visuals over a typical home network and run heavier games on less extreme rigs. That opens the door for a ton of people who were priced out before. So in my opinion, this is actually huge. The tech feels like cheating in the best way possible. The clarity where you're looking is wild, and the fact that your brain just fills in the rest makes the whole experience feel smoother and more natural. The only downsides? Well, expectations are about to skyrocket. Once people get used to this level of sharpness and efficiency, every other streaming solution is gonna feel outdated overnight. So yeah, if this week proves anything, is that VR isn't slowing down. It's changing. Lighter headsets, smarter displays, AI-built worlds, and Valve casually bending the laws of streaming. We're heading into a wild couple of years. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know which of these stories you're most hyped for. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.